Soccer is a dynamic team sport with an essentially tactical nature. As a result, soccer teams can be defined as complex systems with interrelating elements that generate a wide variety of patterns at a macro scale. By their part, these macro patterns differ from the lower scale behavior of each element considered in isolation. With the purpose of uncovering how coordination between players and teams arises, researchers have investigated interactions at dyadic and subgroup scales, as well as in competitive matches. However, it is still unclear whether behavior patterns at micro and meso scales are similar to those observed in competitive contexts. Thus, this paper aimed to describe how interpersonal coordination in soccer unfolds at different scales by presenting the findings from seminal papers, and discuss how coaches and researchers can design representative training and experimental tasks in soccer. Findings from the studies that identified coordination patterns in competitive matches suggested that some collective variables do not behave the same way as they do in studies that resorted to lower-scaled experimental tasks. Consequently, the degree to which the characteristics of the interaction tendencies observed at these scales represent the behavioral dynamics in competition is still uncertain. This uncertainty is due to the fact that the increased number of affordances in competitive settings, more teammates and opponents, is more likely to constrain players' behavior when compared to similar situations at subgroup or dyadic scales. To address this limitation, the representativeness of experimental and training tasks across scales can be measured by the degree of action fidelity. Action fidelity refers to the relation between the performance observed in a simulation and in the target system with respect to the characteristics and number of affordances available. Gathering information from competitive matches could ensure a fair level of action fidelity for training and experimental tests, and future research should measure and compare performance outcomes from all these contexts.